Hello, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. And today we're in Las Vegas for a very, very fun event with the Celebrity Poker Tour once again. Currently, it's actually 2 days after the last video that I just posted, my session at Hustler. And to be like fully transparent and honest with you, I have never felt worse after a loss before, to be honest with you. You know, I've dealt with a lot of losses so far, obviously, in my short little poker career and on the vlog. And every single time I wake up the next day after a loss, I feel just energized, motivated, and just like hungry to get after it again. And it's been 2 days since that session and loss. And I'll be honest with you, I've never felt like such a wave of sadness constantly hitting me. Definitely energy is low. A little bit more down today, and just letting you guys know how I feel. This might be one of the last few poker videos that you might see in the upcoming future. I don't know yet, but gonna reassess how I feel in the upcoming days. But just wanted to be transparent. You know, the downswing has been tough. Every single time I have a chance to win, or I do win stuff, and I have a big test to parlay all my winnings into more winnings and have that little bounce back. It seems like I always get hit with a blockade, and usually that blockade is just myself and constantly like self-sabotaging or punting and doing the wrong things. Anyways, enough of all that. That's just, I want to tell you guys how I just honestly feel, and maybe an outlook for the future of the channel in terms of videos and stuff. But today should be a good change of pace. Obviously, this won't be part of the $1 million challenge or the road to $1 million. We're gonna go to the PokerGo studio. The Celebrity Poker Tour is hosting a very fun celebrity poker event. Obviously, another like 60-person massive event, bunch of celebrities, really cool people that's gonna be invited that I look forward to meeting and like having a good time with. So much less serious vlog for today, which is definitely a good change of pace, something that I personally need in my life, I think. Much more banter, much more just like happiness and fun and good vibes. So I'm gonna wipe off this sadness on my face, drive over to the strip and get going and playing this very fun event. So looking forward to it. Big shout out to Blake and all of the CPT staff for putting this together. Always really grateful to have the opportunity to play this and meet all these cool people. So without further ado, we're gonna go to the strip and have a lovely time. This is the Celebrity Poker Tour, an event that I'm super excited to play. I've been here before at the PokerGo studio, but before we get started into the poker action, big shout out to Blake Wynn and Hayes, and along with the entire CPT staff for putting on an incredible event. It's a pretty difficult challenge to put 70 really cool people together in a room to play some cards and broadcast it live in the highest production quality that live stream poker exists. So big shout out to CPT, and let's get into the poker action. You can feel the energy and excitement in the room, and right off the bat in level 1, we see a massive all-in pocket kings versus aces, where Mariano has the kings versus Nemo's aces, and his kings are going down in flames. So not the best start for my buddy here, but we're moving along to level 3 now, and we get involved with our buddy Mariano, who goes all in the small blind, and I pick up King Jack offsuit, given his short stack, happy to make the call, and we're up against Ace Queen. And just like last Hustler stream, the doubling up continues. I give him my chips, he wins with the Ace Queen, and I'm down to crumbs, about 20,000 chips after we started with 100,000. All right, you gonna take a round to see how this fucker is doing?
Dude, I am on bullet number 2.
Oh my god.
But I just turned the nuts.
How can you not defend the title?
I'm trying, dude. Are you been drinking?
No, I haven't.
Are you so red?
I've been taking a sip of alcohol.
Are you so ready?
The vibes are high, as you can clearly tell, and the tournament has progressed all the way up to level 6. Blinds have increased, and I pick up King 8 offsuit in the big blind. 3 players limp, and I have about 9 big blinds with the King 8 offsuit in this multi-way configuration. Not sure how to navigate this, but I thought King 8, why not go all in? Maybe my opponent can overfold, but hey, action folds around him. Mariano, who... well, he is definitely no stranger to giving action. He makes the call with 5-3 offsuit. Everything looking pretty good on the flop and the turn before. Oh my goodness. The 3 on the river. And man, my 60K wasn't enough for him last week. He has to get me again here. He stacks me, and I use my last rebuy chip of 100,000 starting stacks on my last life, on my last bullet, after my friend who I invited over here stacks me again. A brief pause in my drunken state of playing poker at the Celebrity Poker Tour to talk about WPT Global, because they're just doing insanely really cool things. And we've got load tournaments, $100 deep stack, $2 turbo PKO, $100 PKO, and of course, while I'm recording this, there's a $3,500 WPT Championship main event. On top of all these really cool tournaments are cash games, and they're bringing in the mystery bounty, and the stand-up game is coming for cash games as well. So they're gonna be the very first online platform to integrate the very fun stand-up game I always talk about all the time in my cash games, in private games, home games, all that fun stuff. They do it all the time in Hustler as well. So you can actually play that on WPT Global coming very soon. So can't wait for that to happen. I get to make some content and stream some stuff. So it'll be lots of fun. So if you want to hop in and play, click the link down in the description below. Code Rampage for a free deposit bonus, literally up to $1,200 for free if you deposit $1,200. So great deposit bonus, happy to play. It's always a good time to play there. So if you're outside the US and in a region that it serves, click the link down in the description below. I'll see you in the online streets, and let's try to ship the CPT Invitational. Blinds are all the way up to 5,000, 10,000 now. Before I pick up Queen 10 offsuit, the cutoff is all in for 15,000. So that's 1.5 big blinds. Mariano makes the call, and I'm going to call as well. How can I fold? Flop comes Queen 10 high, which is really, really great. Top 2 pair. Mariano starts off with a check, and I decided to be sneaky here with a check back. Top 2 pair blocks a lot of value. I don't know. I'm drunk and I'm just playing some cards. The turn is a 6. Once again, Mariano checks, and now I feel like I have to put in some value. I throw 15,000 into the middle, and he wisely folds. And we see we're up against pocket kings, so unlucky to my opponent here, who got his pocket kings cracked as the river is clean, and my Queen 10 is going to hold. So nice to pick up a few chips here. Every single pot that we play is super important. Everyone is short stacked. We're playing a hyper turbo, and the next hand, ace jack offsuit in the big blind. 2 players limp in who have like about 10 big blinds in their stack. So ace jack seems like a no-brainer, all in. We see the original limper ends up folding, then action onto the second limper. Well, he's thinking about his decisions for a while here and ends up calling. And oh my goodness, he has a monster that he didn't even know. He has ace king. So has me dominated and is in pretty good shape to hold and win before the turn jack. Oh my goodness. There it is. Find the suck out. Was about to be out of the tournament until we find a miracle. You got to be lucky when you win tournaments, right? So we double up here, scoop up a pile of chips, and here we go. Blinds are ever so increasing with over 200,000 in my stack. The big blind is 20K, and I pick up ace queen offsuit in the small blind. Cutoff raises to 60,000. 3x the blinds here, and I'm going to be all in with about 200,000 in my stack. Cutoff has us covered and ends up making the call for piles here for 4 starting stacks, over 400,000 in the middle. He has ace 5 offsuits, and a queen on the flop is looking really good for us. Feeling really comfortable. We had him dominated pre-flop, and now we've got plenty and plenty of life. I double up here up to 400,000. What an insane turn of events. I was literally 1 foot out of the door when I had the ace jack hand, but now just like that, after 2 double ups here, we've got piles. And here in the next spot, we get involved with our buddy Mariano once again. Action folds to Mariano, who puts in a limp. I have ace king offsuit in the big blind with about 400,000 here, which is good for 13 big blinds ish. I decided to raise it up to 80,000. I think ace king is way too good to be all in. But hey, it doesn't matter. Mariano goes all in himself. I snap call. Come on. This is for truly piles, over 800,000 chips, and he is king 7. I have him dominated. Come on, flop, king, queen 7. No way, he hits 2 pair. Sweaty turn does not come, but the river queen. Oh! Oh! Fuck you! Thank God! Oh my God, I beat this guy and all in. And the crowd goes wild. I suck out on my buddy. We both flip each other off. It's a lovely time, to be honest with you. I have never screamed as loud as I did after seeing that queen. To be honest, like, it was just a screech of relief, honestly. It's been many, many months of losing and obviously doubling up my friends and getting in very, very good, but obviously finding a way to have the second best hand. It feels good. It feels like there's justice in the world where Ace King finally beats King 7 all in pre-flop. So I'm going to win this one. I stack Mariano, unfortunately. I eliminate him from the tournament, but like I said, it's all in good fun. Now I have piles, and I actually have a chance to make a run at this thing. May our sun run continue. Here we go with Jack 8 offsuit. I raise up to 60,000 on the button, and I get the small blind to make the call. Flop comes queen high, all hearts. Monotone board seems pretty good for me, especially with a heart in my hand. So when my opponent checks, I throw out a very small bet of 35,000, and here we go. My opponent makes the call. So we've got a pot building, and the turn comes a heart, which is pretty good for me, honestly. I don't have a super strong hand, though, so with a medium-sized flush, I decide to check this one back, and the river comes another heart, so a flush on the board. When my opponent checks again, definitely confident I have the best hand. Let's try to bet a small amount where he wants to call. Like I said, we're playing against recreational opponents here, and I'm going to try to throw out 60,000 in the middle here to milk out just a little bit of value. Maybe he can call thinking he can chop. Maybe he can just call with a worse heart. Of course, that's a flush, but he does end up making the call with king, queen, no heart. So lucky me here. I guess I put the right size, a small bet to take down this pot here. And, this pot isn't super significant, small bet in terms of big blinds, but hey, everyone has like 10 big blinds in their stack. So scooping in any amount of chips is super valuable. So nice to win that one before we pick up a monster at the 40K big blind level. I have pocket kings and I raise it up to 80,000. No better time than running deep in a tournament to pick up a premium. The small blind makes the call. Then the big blind, well, he's automatically all in for 20,000. So anyways, we're going to go to a flop three ways. One, technically all in. Flop is queen 5-3. Here, when action checks to me, I throw out a bet of 65,000. Pretty small bet on a board where I'm pretty confident I have the best hand. My opponent ends up raising pretty much about half of his stack or most of his stack. He has only about 180,000 total in his stack, so there's not really much of a sizing to raise to. I think he raised to like 130,000 and leaving 50K behind. So I must say this is going to be a slam dunk all in dealer. I announce all in. My opponent doesn't snap call, which obviously is pretty good news. And he does end up ultimately deciding to call after he put in the majority of his chips in the middle. We're up against ace 10 for the side pot and for the entire pot. And the all in preflop opponent had jack 7. So could it get any cleaner? We just have to fade an ace and we hold. Pocket kings wins. More chips gets pushed my way. The sun run is continuing. I have 1.2 million chips now. That's good enough for 12 starting stacks. And yeah, we're cooking. Things are going really well. This is kind of how tournament runs happen. When you get a lot of chips, you run good, your big hands hold up, and here blinds have increased yet again, and I pick up pocket 7s in middle position. The player to my right limps in for 50,000. Like I said, everyone is super, super short stacked, so I think I'm going to be all in. My friend Hayes here, co-founder of CPT, ends up making the call, and we have a flip. Not the flip I wanted to see. He has jack 10 of spades. Fun fact, people actually call jack 10 suited Asian aces for one reason or another. I actually don't know as a fellow Asian myself. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. The flop comes jack high, which is really unfortunate. And Hayes had a lot of chips in front of him, which doesn't make me feel great. But hey, he ends up winning, and I double up my friend and opponent here. Hey, you gotta let the hosts win once in a while. When they invite you out to a great event like this, you gotta let them win. So, unfortunately, double up Hayes, and my chip stack takes a big hit, down to 700,000 now. Before we see Wolfgang, our buddy, sitting to our right now, and he gets involved in some crazy all-ins. The first one, ace-queen versus ace-6. He has the dominating ace and looking like he's in good shape to double up before a nasty looking chop unlucky for Wolfgang. The next spot, he has very few chips now at this point. We've seen all in of him with King 8 versus Pocket 9s, and Nemo is going to win this one with 9, so we got to say goodbye to another buddy, fellow vlogger of mine. They're getting knocked out left and right. First Mariano, now Wolfgang. I think Brad is still holding strong at the featured table, but we're holding it down right now with about 7 big blinds, not many chips. Blinds are at 100K now, still at 700,000 in my stack, and I have King Queen offsuit in the big blind. The middle position player goes all in, not for a lot. It's about 200,000. Another opponent makes the call for this amount, and I shove my remaining 7 big blinds and expecting for the other opponent to call, but oh my goodness, the opponent who called the 2 big blind shove ends up folding ace 10. How unbelievable. And just like this, we have dead money in the middle up against a 2 big blind shove, and he has jack 9. So king queen versus jack 9. I'm technically ahead. And even better, ace high flop. Oh no, princess who folded the ace 10. Thank you to you, ma'am. I really appreciate you keeping my tournament alive. She's obviously not very happy, but hey, my king high is going to beat jack high, and I win the chips. I mean, it's kind of insane. Really lucky to have ace 10 fold, and still lucky enough to have king high hold. So just like that, winning chips, I'm up to 1.7 million now. And here it gets announced. There's a double knockout at the same hand, at the same table, and we're 9 players left, officially in the money. We've locked up a $2,000 min cash, and we're all fighting for that $20,000 for first place. We're going to go to the stream table now, where the final table is being held. Officially made the final table, my first cash in a CPT event. I think I'm 1 for 4 now, luckily. So nice to finally make the feature table. Nice to be in the money. And we're off to some higher quality poker productions. All right, update. Somehow I have made the money. We bursted the money bubble. 9 people pay, and I'm at the final table, stream table behind me. So hopefully, moving forward, we will have much more better quality.
It's all downhill from here after this.
I also believe it, yes. It's actually been downhill for the whole year, but he doesn't know that. But
I'm taking on my prayer right now.
So we're in the money, $2,000 locked up, and we're on the stream table now at the final table. Shout out to the Celebrity Poker Tour. Lovely little logo behind me. And yeah, out of all the tournaments I've played this year, all the 25Ks, 10Ks, all the bullets I've bricked, this is my second cash of the year. So good luck me, 20K up top. Good luck. All right, at this final table, I don't have many chips here, about 9 big blinds, give or take, with 1.7, 1.8 million in my stack, and I pick up pocket 9s in the hijack. There is a raise to 500,000. I don't think I have much of a decision here. I am going to be all in for my 9 big blinds with, well, pocket 9s. The player on my left ends up making the call for $950,000 total. The original raiser calls as well, and this is not looking good. We've got our pocket 9s up against kings and ace 10 offsuit. So kings covers everyone before we see the 9 on the flop. Oh my goodness, what a suck out. I really, really thought that this was my time to die in this tournament. But hey, poker god said no, you get to play more. The set of 9s is going to hold, and I scoop a pretty massive pot here. This pot was worth 4.7 million. 100,000 was the starting stack. We just picked up 47 starting stacks and knock out Alex Bachman. So here we are, eliminating another opponent and getting closer to that $20,000 first place prize. Very unlucky and unfortunate for Pocket Kings to not hold there. I'd be pretty tilted if I was him. But in the next hand that gets dealt, we see a 3-way all-in, ace deuce versus king queen versus king 10. And king queen finds a way to scoop this thing. So GG's to donor. King queen scoops, we find another elimination. And just like that, we are 6-handed now. And I've got the chip lead, massive chip lead with 4.7 million, and the big blind is now at 300,000. So definitely a hyper turbo. And this next spot you're gonna see is one of the craziest all-ins I've ever seen. Nemo is all in versus Katie's pocket 7s. It's pocket 7s versus jack 10. It's a pretty normal flip, but you see a pretty insane flop for Nemo. She flops a pair, she flops the flush draw, pocket 7s, not many else before the turn, 7 offsuit 7 to bink a set. And she boats up on the river, seals the deal, and GG's to Nemo. Pretty bad beat, all things considered, after the flop, but nice hand to Katie. I spoke with her in the beginning of the tournament, and she said that she's trying to win this thing. People might be underestimating her, and the Bachelorette Queen is taking this one down, stacking up piles of chips, and we're down to the final 5 at this final table. With non-stop action hand after hand, this one is no different. We have an ungun player who limps in for 300,000. Small blind Princess goes all in for 950,000. I am going to make the call to match her all in. In hindsight, I probably should have just gone all in myself, but I figured that there was no real difference between a call and an all in, and well, here we are. Ungun player has quite a decision to make and ends up going all in himself for just under 10 big blinds, just under 3 million chips. So pocket jacks, 10 big blind shove. I'm in here, make the call, and I see some amazing news. Princess has king 10 offsuit, and under the gun player who has a lot of chips has pocket 9s, the same hand that I cracked. So I am in pretty good shape right now to stack 2 opponents and send this 5-handed FT to 3-handed. Here we are, 3-way all in for 6.5 million chips. Flop is ace king 6. Okay, look, I like Princess. We're friends. She can take this one down as long as we don't see a turn 9. Oh my God. That is a disaster. I do have some outs, a diamond, a jack. Come on, river, queen of hearts. That is truly unfortunate. I can't say I'm super pleased right now. Behind those sunglasses I'm wearing are just tears. Anyways, Princess gets eliminated. GG's to her in 5th place, and Nunez gets to scoop literally everything. Becomes an overwhelming chip leader of this final table, 4-handed, and I'm down to 2 million in my stack. We see 2 hands. I end up folding with my 10 big blind stack, trying to find a way to ladder up in this tournament. And we see an all-in here. Hoodie Allen picking up the ace king, and he's going to play an all-in pot versus Nunez's pocket 5s. Does he have faith in Brooklyn finding an ace or king? I'm rooting for my buddy Hoodie here, and wow, sick flop and unlucky run out as pocket 5s is going to hold here. Unlucky for Hoodie. He ends up getting knocked out in 4th place, and Nunez just collecting all the chips. He's up to 8 million, and now I'm 3 out of 4 in chips. Hoping to find a good spot to ladder up 4-handed here, but hey, here I am. Pocket 8s. I'm on the button, and I'm going to be all in with my very short stack. We see Katie Thurston, the big blind, snap calls me with ace 4 offsuit. I've got 70% and a dream. Can I find a double up, or will the Bachelorette Queen take me out? Ace! And immediately, pain. Literally not even a sweat. Ace on the window. And I have 2 outs now to improve. The turn 4 gives her 2 pair. Doesn't change much. I still have my 2 outs and a dream. And that is going to be GG's for me when the 5 of diamonds comes on the river. Good luck to the final 3. I say my goodbyes. I'm rooting for Katie to win this, as that's who I gave my chips to. And hey, it did come to a good cause, because spoiler alert, Katie ends up taking 1st place and wins the Celebrity Poker Tour Invitational. So shout out to her. She wins $20,000 and the really cool belt. And I tried my best to make a run at it. And one last thing before the outro. I can't thank you, everyone enough, who put this really fun event together. The stream's amazing, the vibes are amazing, and of course, just overall a very fun time. All right, we are walking away from the Aria. We are part of the crowd right now. There's infinite people around. Alex is here. Too many people.
I lost $0, but I also made $0.
That is good. I actually made money, which is kind of crazy. Am I a little bit upset that I lost jacks versus 9s for a chip lead pot? Just a little bit. But did I suck out 9s versus kings to stay alive? Yes, as well. So it all comes around.
How do you not take down that tournament? Like, you're 5-handed in a dream spot. You just can't even take down this tournament.
I'm just bad at poker, and it seems like Katie Thurston is literally the best poker player alive, calling out every single card.
Yeah.
She's the best.
The best dressed and the best poker player.
It seems that way. Yeah. Anyways, to wrap up the video, I ended up getting 4th place in this Celebrity Poker Tournament for $3,500, which is incredible. Shout out to Blake, shout out to everyone part of this staff. for running this. It is very windy. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but lovely time, no complaints. Thank you for watching and tuning in to the very end. It's a very good change of pace considering all the serious poker I played, the losing I've had, and to be able to walk out with a profit is very new, considering the course of events this year. But it's very windy. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Thank you for watching. I don't know when I'll see you next time. Maybe I'm taking a break. Maybe I'm not. But moving on. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you next time. Peace.